Good day everyone, my name is Svnday and I'll be your host for this video. And in this video I'll be covering the weekly outlook for the brand new week, which is going to be the last week of February 2026. Already time is moving pretty fast and we have 2 months down already. So without any further delay, let's jump right into it. So as usual, we start from the 1 week time frame, and when we start from the 1 week time frame, how we usually do this is we mark out the weekly highs and lows. So our weekly high is at 5,098.85, but I would love to put it at this point due to the way this candle closed very bullish. And from everything that we've been covering, or if you are conversant with price action and T and all of that, if a wick or a candle should close this in this manner, it's actually a very strong indication that price is actually very bullish or bearish depending on the scenario. But in this case, we see how bullish price is, because we could see last, I think about 2 weeks back or 3 weeks back, we had this candle that was early February. About the first week of February, we had a very huge rejection from this level, and since then price has actually been holding this perfectly. So we can see that now, well, from the 1 week time frame, we could clearly see that price is actually very bullish. So let's go down to the 1 day time frame. When we come back down to the 1 day time frame, there's a concept that I've been using over and over again towards how I approached the markets last week or this week that was closed per se. I've been dropping a lot of breakdowns before market opens, and one of the key things was the bullish indication right from this point with this rejection. And after that happened, we could see that price came back, picked orders from around this region here, gave a beautiful break of structure above this high. So my expectation with this was that price was going to hold this level, this point right here, and use it as a way to push up higher. And as you can see, that level actually held up pretty well. But then notice what happened initially when we tapped into that level, and the next bullish daily candle that bought up from this point. The next thing we saw was a full body close below this low here, which was actually a fake out or an indication that would trick in sellers to chip in their sell orders at around this region to sell off. But you could see price gave a full body close above this high, which is a very beautiful change of character and a key indication that price is actually going to be showcasing some form of bullish movement for us. So already from this point now and this break of this high, what do I actually expect? I actually expect that if we mark out this high that we broke out of here, and let's extend this a bit here. If we should mark out this level here, what I expect to see is, I expect from this daily time frame now that price would actually tap into this level and push up higher, most likely push towards clearing out ETH, tap back into this guy and push up higher. This is actually what I'm seeing already on the daily time frame. So already now we can see that the 1 week time frame is bullish, the 1 day time frame is also bullish. So let's go down to the 1 week time frame now. Let's go down to the 4 hour time frame now. From the daily time frame, we go down to 4 hours. So when we come back down to 4 hours, we could see something very beautiful that's actually been going on over and over. If you are part of the community on Telegram, you would have actually been a part of this. When price was actually building up, this bearish build up within this level here, already we had marked out this bearish trend line which price was moving within, and the basis of everything was that if price should successfully close and break out of this bearish trend line, that would actually fuse price to first of all take out this 5118 level and then subsequently chase towards ATH. And if you can see what happened, we could see how we kept on moving within this bearish trend line during the course of this week that just closed, and then towards the weekend, towards Wednesday, we saw a full body break out of that level, and that is what has been holding up with the whole bullish movement. So you could see now the story that we've actually seen on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame is actually adding up when we go down to the 4 hours time frame too. And you could tend to, if I think, let's go down to 1 hour from here, then you guys could actually see something that has actually been adding up to, because all of these things are working hand in hand to actually deliver the price action as itself, like how we could actually see it clearly right here. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. When we come back down to the 1 hour time frame now, we tend to notice that, remember, this line here was actually the point on the daily time frame whereby I expected price to reject and continue pushing higher with, and you could see this bearish fall that fell into this support level. But then after price bought up, price failed to break this particular bearish order, this resistance level, this bearish order block right here. Price failed to break it, and this guy was actually what fueled price to sell as low as coming back to take out this low here. This was actually what gave rise to that. And while price sold, if you notice what happened when price closed full body, like gave a full body close below this support level here, you could see that price tested that level again and kept on selling off. But then notice what happened. You could see already from, let's adjust this is our bearish trend line that we marked already from the weekly time frame. You could see that the moment that price was able to successfully break and close above but the moment price was able to break out of this bearish trend line and give a full body close above that support level that was once broken out, that we broke lower towards, price reclaimed that level. I don't know if you could actually see that price actually reclaimed that level, because we left a breaker block at this point here when price retested that level and flipped the support for a resistance. But after we reclaimed that level, now you could see that price used this breaker block by sitting at this level and used it as a way to push up higher. This was actually a very beautiful entry. I actually missed out on this level completely because I was actually expecting that price could actually come back towards this more into the discount level, due to the fact that we broke out of the resistance level. We broke out of the trend line, bearish trend line level with this point here. So my expectation was that price might actually come back and tap into it. But price failed to do that, and one of the reasons was due to the 1 day time frame support level and also this breaker block that we have here on the 1 hour time frame. You could see that's actually held up beautifully. So now you could see that from the 1 week time frame, we've been seeing that price is actually very, very bullish. We go down to 4 hours daily, and now down to 1 hour, still seeing the same thing. So when we come back down to the 1 hour time frame, remember from the daily time frame, my expectation was that price should fall back into this and push up higher. But then when we take a closer look at what happened around this region here, around this region right here, you could see this was the point where I told you that price fails to break and close above this breaker block, and it actually failed price to sell off and still hold up with the whole bearish trend line. But notice what happened. It was as of Friday close, that's as of yesterday, price gave a full body close and scattered this whole region. Price cleared out this whole region. And if we take a deeper look at this side here, let's go back up to the 4 hour time frame. If you should take a deeper look at this side here, whereby we had this breaker block, you could see that what price was forming at this point was something of this nature. We broke above this high, came back and created something like this, another shoulder. We had this head and shoulder pattern here, and you could see price came back towards this shoulder and sold off. This is actually something that pattern trade, as well as a trade pattern, actually follow up on how they take their own entry, and that's why this point was actually the point whereby you would take your entry, due to the fact that the shoulder is sitting at around this level here. Let's go down to 1 hour time frame now. When we go down to 1 hour time frame, we could see it's very clear, even though this is not actually a very clear example of the head and shoulder pattern, but it's actually very obvious. You could see it here. The shoulder is sitting at this point here, and you could see what happened. Price came towards this level that is holding this shoulder right here, and we could see some form of bearish reaction at this point, but then price was able to give a full body close above this level. What I would want us to do now is to mark out these points here. Already you could see we have an FVG on the 1 hour time frame sitting at that point, but let's mark out this guy here. Let's mark out this guy here, and when we do that now, this, and when we do that, when we look back into this level here whereby price has already broken out of this whole point, we tend to notice the fact that most likely, due to the nature of how this level is and the fact that price just wicked out and came back into this level all of a sudden, because I actually called these buys on Friday, but then this week took us out before price kept on moving higher, took us out at B and kept on moving higher. So my expectation is that there could be a possibility that price would not fall back as low as this, but would hold into this 1 hour time FVG here, and then use that way to push up higher. This is actually very, very key. It's actually very, very key, and I think this is actually something that could most likely happen. If we should just zoom in a bit closer, we could even lock in our entry somewhere at around this point here. Let's switch this exactly at around this level. That's somewhere around 5078. If we just change this, let's change this to blue. Yeah, so we could lock in our entry at that region here, and price should be able to push up and run beautifully. If we should come back, let's go back up to the 4 hours time frame. Then we come back up to 4 hours. We could easily mark, let's see, one of our targets here. This should be our first target here. Let's use this to mark out this level. That's somewhere at around $5,282 $1,000 per ounce. So somewhere at around this level first. I expect this should be able to push price into this level here. Should be able to do that, and you could actually see that from the 4 hours time frame, we would actually be tapping into this bullish candle. This candle actually rejected beautifully, swept liquidity from so much from other candles. Plenty candles actually swept so much liquidity from all those candles, and should be able to push price towards 5,282. If we should go up to the 1 day time frame, most likely one thing with this form of entry is that probably as prices has been able to close above this high here, and initially you could actually see that this is where the first bearish order block was sitting at, and the full body close, price came back into it and sold off. But then now that we've gotten a full body close above it, price should be able to hold this region. But then you tend to notice that even this high here, our second entry level, is still sitting within the range, so we should actually be good. If this level should fail, we would most likely see something like this. Let me clean this out so we could actually get a clearer look at this. So we should actually see something like this. If this level is going to fail, we could actually see something like this, and price would come back and tap into this guy, and with proper confirmation, this guy should be able to fuel a move that will close above this high here, come back, and we get our solid move to the upside. So clean. This is actually very, very clean, and I think we will be able to milk out so much opportunities from all of this. So this is actually what I'm expecting. But then if basically with the way price is bullish, I don't even actually think that price would actually fall back down to this level. But then it's very, very possible and very, very key. If we see confirmation at around this level for sales, we could actually chip in to take some sales to push down lower into this guy before we push up higher. But then my key expectation is that we would actually use this region here. I think preferably this is where I would enter this from, and could easily keep the stop somewhere here, and you could actually swing towards 5,282. Actually, let's go down to 30 minutes. We can actually check that, but let's go down to 30 minutes, then let's refine down lower to 15 minutes here. Yeah, so this is actually how I'm actually planning to approach the market, and I actually expect price to actually hold this. So if we actually get a very, very nice buy that will take this form, but then if this level fails to hold us, price would most likely fall back a bit lower towards 50-35 level before we then push up higher. So I'll be dropping more intel on my Telegram channel. If you're not part of that, you could actually use the link in the description to sign up and take the best out of everything that we drop in there, you could use my link in the description with Svnday Pro, so you could actually get the best prop discounts and actually enjoy clean price action, clean delivery, and very swift support and response and everything. So if you have any questions, you could reach out to me, leave a comment, leave a like, share this video so that others can actually get set for the new week, and I'll see you on the next one. So thank you for watching.